Julius Randle is one of the most confusing players in the NBA. In my opinion, Randle's going to have an absolutely massive season with the Timberwolves. After being traded, he's teaming up with Anthony Edwards, and that's a game changer. Randle's got the talent, and with Edwards by his side, they're gonna light up the court. Just picture it. Randle's power and skill mixed with Edwards' explosive athleticism are a recipe for success. They're both scorers who can take over a game. Randle can stretch the floor and hit those crucial three-pointers, while Edwards is a highlight reel dunker. Defenses are gonna have a nightmare trying to stop them. I can't wait to see how they mesh. Randle's gonna bring that veteran presence, helping to mentor Edwards and showing him the ropes. Plus, having Randle means more open looks for everyone else on the team. Let's not forget Randle's rebounding ability. He'll dominate the boards, giving the Timberwolves extra possessions. This duo is going to be electric. I'm already counting down the days to the season. But the problem with Randle, so many people don't understand how great he is. I've seen so many people on social media saying he's going to ruin the Timberwolves and not pass to Edwards, but these people clearly have never watched Randle. And although Randle's career has had some downs, it has had a lot of ups too. Julius Randle's story in the NBA is nothing short of incredible. He was selected with the 7th overall pick in the 2014 draft by the Los Angeles Lakers. But man, his journey started with a tough break, literally. In the season opener against the Houston Rockets, he played just 14 minutes before breaking his right tibia. Can you believe it? One moment, he's living the dream, and the next, he's sidelined for the entire season. After successful surgery, Randle had to wait and watch from the bench, but he wasn't about to give up. Fast forward to July 2015, he returned to action with the Lakers Summer League team. What a comeback. Exactly a year after that awful injury, he made his season debut and scored 15 points and grabbed 11 rebounds. Talk about determination. In December, Randle really began to show what he was made of. He recorded a career-high 19 rebounds in a victory over the Washington Wizards. That's the kind of hustle we love to see. And as if that wasn't enough, just a month later, he dropped 23 points in a tough loss to the Los Angeles Clippers. Randle matched that score again against the Orlando Magic, proving he's not just a one-time wonder, but here's where it gets even better. On March 25th, in a game against the Denver Nuggets, he recorded his very first triple-double, 13 points, 18 rebounds, and 10 assists. At just 21 years old, he became the youngest Lakers player with a triple-double since Magic Johnson. Can you believe that? He's in some legendary company. Then just days later, Randle pulled off an incredible game-winning hook shot against the Miami Heat with just 1.9 seconds left in overtime. What a clutch moment. It's moments like these that make me so excited about his potential. Randle's tenacity and skill made him a fan favorite. It's thrilling to see how he bounced back from injury and quickly became a crucial player for the Lakers. The energy he brought to the court was contagious. You could feel the excitement every time he stepped on the floor. And those highlights, pure fire. The season continued to be a roller coaster ride for Randle, filled with ups and downs. But he showed us that he's not just a player to watch, he's a player who can change the game. His work ethic and passion for the game are truly inspiring. Now, as he transitions to the Timberwolves, I believe Randle's going to take his game to another level. He's learned so much from his early years, and teaming up with Anthony Edwards is just what he needs. This duo is set to make waves in the league. I'm ready for this new chapter in his career, and I know he's going to make us proud. And I think this because even his next season on the Lakers, we've seen it. Julius Randle's journey with the Lakers in the 2016 and 2017 seasons is nothing short of amazing. He started off strong, appearing in all 15 games at the beginning of the season. But then bam, he hit a bump in the road with a hip injury that sidelined him for 3 straight games in late November. Just when it seemed like he was gaining momentum, he had to take a step back. But wait, Randle came back with a vengeance. On November 30th, he showed up big time, scoring 13 points and matching his career high with 20 rebounds in a thrilling 96-90 win over the Chicago Bulls. Talk about determination. That game was a testament to his hard work and resilience. You could feel the energy in the arena. Then, let's fast forward to March 15th, 2017. Randle put on an absolute show, scoring a jaw-dropping 32 points. Sure, it was a tough loss to the Houston Rockets, but his performance was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, 32 points. He was on fire. Now let's dive into the 2017 and 2018 season. Randle kicked off the season as a reserve, while Larry Nance Jr. got the nod as the starting power forward. But we all know Randle's got that hunger. He excelled as a backup center, showcasing his skills whenever the Lakers went to a small lineup. And guess what? He made his way back to the starting lineup on December 29, 2017. On December 31st, he set the court ablaze with a season-high 29 points and 15 rebounds in a thrilling double overtime loss to the Houston Rockets. That game was intense. Randle's energy and skill were off the charts. Even in defeat, you could see how he left everything on the floor. Then came March 11, 2018. Randle had a night for the ages, dropping a career-high 36 points, along with 14 rebounds and 7 assists in a huge win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, come on, that's what we call a superstar performance. His ability to dominate the game was evident. You could tell he was in his element. Randle finished that season strong, being the only Laker to appear in all 82 games. That's impressive. He averaged 18.6 points, 9.1 rebounds, and 3.1 assists as a starter. Talk about contributing to the team. His hard work and dedication really paid off. And after that season, he became a restricted free agent, opening up a world of possibilities for his career. Watching Randle grow during these seasons has been an incredible journey. From battling injuries to becoming a consistent contributor, his passion for the game shines through every time he steps on the court. But the thing is, the Lakers were the worst years of his career. Through his career, he's only gotten so much better on every team he was on. So after leaving the Lakers, Julius Randle made a big splash with the New Orleans Pelicans. On July 2nd, 2018, the Lakers renounced their rights to him, which meant he became an unrestricted free agent. I was excited to see where he would land. And just a week later, on July 9th, he signed a 2-year, $18 million contract with the Pelicans. Randle hit the ground running in his Pelicans debut. On October 17th, in their season opener against the Houston Rockets, he came off the bench and dropped 25 points. The Pelicans won 131-112. And I remember thinking, wow, Randle's going to be a key player this season. And he didn't slow down from there. On November 19th, he recorded his 6th career triple-double. Can you believe that? He had 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists, all in just 25 minutes. It was a dominant performance that helped the Pelicans win 140-126 against the San Antonio Spurs. That game was electric, and you could see Randle's confidence growing. But wait, there's more. On December 3rd, he scored a career-high 37 points in a tight loss to the Los Angeles Clippers. Even though the Pelicans lost 129-126, I couldn't help but admire his ability to take over a game. Just 2 days later, he bounced back with 27 points and 18 rebounds in a dominating 132-106 victory over the Dallas Mavericks. Randle was proving he could be a consistent force on the court. Then came February 27, 2019, when he faced off against the Lakers again. Randle scored 35 points, but unfortunately, the Pelicans lost 125-119. You could feel the intensity in that game, especially with him going against his former team. Now, March 15th was a night to remember. Randle exploded for a career-high 45 points against the Portland Trail Blazers. Even though the Pelicans lost 122-110, that performance showed just how explosive Randle could be. His scoring ability was off the charts, and it was clear he was turning into a superstar. But then on June 16th, 2019, Randle decided to decline his second-year player option, which made him a free agent once again. I can't blame him. He was ready to chase bigger opportunities and possibly land a long-term deal somewhere. Watching Randle during his time with the Pelicans was exhilarating. He really came into his own as a player, showcasing his skills night in and night out. His journey was full of ups and downs, but one thing was clear. Julius Randle was becoming a force to be reckoned with in the NBA. And his next stop, that's where he'd truly become a star in the NBA. Julius Randle's journey with the New York Knicks has been nothing short of a roller coaster ride. Coming into the Knicks, he was stepping into some big shoes after Kristaps Porzingis left. And let's be real, expectations were sky high. Randle signed a hefty 3-year deal worth $63 million. At 25 years old, Randle's definitely shown flashes of greatness. He was supposed to be a key player, but sometimes it seems like his style of play makes it hard for his teammates to shine. It's a mixed bag with Randle. He's got talent, but struggles with consistency. I mean, when he's on, he looks like a superstar, But when he's off, it can be painful to watch. Let's rewind a bit. Before joining the Knicks, Randle was on an upward trajectory, steadily improving each season. During the 2018 and 19 season, he averaged 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, shooting a career-high 34% from three-point range. Those numbers made us think he could bring the Knicks back to respectability and maybe even snag some all-star votes. But alas, the season started with a dismal 4-18 record. That's not what fans expected. Randle struggled to take control of the offense, and we saw some rough moments, like when he'd barrel into the lane and turn the ball over. He averaged 3 turnovers a game, which was the worst on the team. To make matters worse, his three-point shooting took a nosedive. He shot only 24% from beyond the arc when David Fizdale was let go. By the end of the season, Randle's three-point percentage was just 27.7, while attempting a career-high 3.6 threes per game. Defenders were happy to pack the paint, making it harder for teammates like RJ Barrett to drive and score. But hold up, just because Randle struggled doesn't mean he's not a talented player. He's crafty around the basket, can finish strong, and even tosses some sick assists. Averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists per game is no joke. Only 5 players in Knicks history have done that. We're talking legendary territory. And let's not forget the moments when Randle absolutely lights it up, like on December 28th, when he dropped 30 points and snagged 16 rebounds in a nail-biting victory over the Washington Wizards. He had this insane stretch where he scored at least 30 points in 3 consecutive games. Even when the Knicks lost, Randle would sometimes show out. In a close game against the Atlanta Hawks, he scored 35 points and grabbed 18 rebounds. That's the kind of effort we want to see every night. And in the final game of the season, he put up 33 points and helped lead the Knicks to a victory. Overall, Julius Randle is a fascinating player. He's got talent, and when he's at his best, he's unstoppable. The question was whether the Knicks can find a way to put him in a position to thrive. It's a delicate balance, but one thing's for sure. You never know what you're going to get with Randle, and that makes him one of the most exciting players to watch. But his next season, he officially became one of the best players in the NBA. What a season Julius Randle had in 2021. Seriously, he turned heads and made waves, and I couldn't get enough. He played in 71 out of 72 games, averaging an incredible 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. That's an absolute beast mode level of performance. He shot 46% from the field and an astounding 41% from 3. Can you believe it? And guess what? He made his first NBA All-Star team. That's right. Randle not only proved he belongs, but he also snagged the NBA's Most Improved Player award. The Knicks won 41 games, doubling what everyone thought they'd do. They even clinched a playoff spot as the surprising 4th seed. You gotta love it. Now, I know the playoffs didn't go as planned. He averaged 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists in those 5 games. But let's not forget that in the regular season, he was simply phenomenal. Yeah, those playoff performances were tough to watch, but we have to remember the amazing regular season he had. He had some wild moments, like when he put Marvin Bagley on toast. Randle was snatching wins like it was nothing, and those game-winning steals, unforgettable. Think about it. Almost every night, Randle dazzled us. Those triple-doubles, the step-back swishes, and those electrifying dunks made the season feel like a fever dream. And can we talk about his refreshing honesty? He faced failures and used them as fuel to keep pushing himself and the team forward. It's so easy to get bogged down by those few bad playoff games, but that's not fair. Psychologically, our brains can warp how we feel about experiences. It's all about how we remember those peaks and ends. And for Randle, it's clear we had way more highs than lows. Let's simplify it. If we look at it this way, Randle had 71 stellar games and just 5 bad ones. That's a whopping 93% of his season being lights out. I take that any day. The reality is that Randle was the best Knick on the best Knicks team we've seen in nearly a decade. That's huge. Every moment felt like a celebration, and we, as fans, got to enjoy a ride that was so unexpected. Now sure, it's disappointing how it ended, but let's not lose sight of the fact that Julius Randle led the charge back to relevance for the Knicks. He was the heart of this surprising season, making it one of the most memorable in recent history. So let's give credit where it's due. Randle took this team places we never thought we'd go. He made us believe again. His 2021 vintage is a season we should all cherish and remember. But I can't lie, the season after that wasn't as amazing as the previous one. Julius Randle's opening night against the Boston Celtics was something else. I mean, who could forget that drive down the paint in the 4th quarter? It was like watching prime Carmelo Anthony in a left-handed version. Randle faked out Grant Williams with that killer pump fake, then stormed to the hoop and jammed it with authority. The energy in the arena, it was electric. Seriously, it was the loudest I'd heard the Garden this season. Randle landed, his head jerked toward his wife and son, and it was pure emotion. That bucket wasn't just a late game score, it was a message. It told us that last season wasn't a fluke, and that Randle was bringing a new dawn to Manhattan. Maybe, just maybe, we had a top 20 player on our hands, even after missing out on Kevin Durant. Randle had that quickness, that face-up threat, and the lean, unorthodox style that gave us the best offensive season since the Obama administration. Honestly, in that moment, I thought, we found our guy. Sure, watching Randle doesn't compare to watching the likes of Nikola Jokic, but the Knicks have always been about grit and toughness, right? If the Lakers are all about showtime, the Knicks are the bruisers. Randle's awkward yet effective game caught defenders off guard. His pull-up jumper was devastating, and he could find the open man like a pro when defenses focused too much on him. It felt like Randle was ready to lead the Knicks to a solid record, or so we thought. Then the pandemic hit, and wow, did it change everything? The NBA has been through so much in these last few years, with seasons crammed into a tight schedule. Players are tired. Fatigue is a real issue for these players. But let's not kid ourselves. Saying the Knicks benefited from the COVID season is lazy thinking. Teams only play who's in front of them. Sure, the Raptors couldn't play at home, and the Hornets lost LaMelo Ball to injury, but Randle was putting up big numbers. 44 points against Dallas, and he was better than Porzingis. That 4-year contract he signed looked like a steal, or so we thought. This year, Randle's play is, frankly, mystifying. He's been looking off teammates and sulking when things don't go his way. It's tough to watch. He's holding the ball too long and playing at a slow pace. Did you see that moment against the Bucks? Obi Toppin goes down, and Randle just looks away. Like, come on, man, where's the teamwork? His three-point shooting, down from 41% to 30.3%. That's a massive drop. And it doesn't help that he's been thrown out of games for arguing with other players. It feels like there's a lack of professionalism this season. Last year, Randle showed us that hard work could turn him from a disappointment to an all-star. He was in the gym, improving his game. But this year, that motor just isn't there. Of course, it's not all on Randle. Kemba Walker isn't the player he used to be. And Fournier has had his moments, but doesn't quite fit with this team's defensive needs. RJ Barrett is improving, but he's still inconsistent. Head coach Tom Thibodeau isn't making it any easier for Randle by putting ineffective players around him. But let's be real, it all starts with Randle. He told us he was here for us, but in the most Julius Randle fashion, the next season after that, again, a superstar. We've seen the highs and the lows of Julius Randle in the 2022-23 season. It's been a roller coaster ride for us Knicks fans. On the bright side, Julius led the team once again in scoring, averaging 25 points per game, and he also snagged 10 rebounds a game. Can you believe it? He even came in second for assists, dishing out 4.1 per game. His effective field goal percentage of 54% was his best since he joined New York. That's impressive. Thanks to associate head coach Johnny Bryant, Randle was convinced to take more shots from beyond the arc, and boy did he. He attempted a career high of 8.3 three-pointers a game, an increase of almost 3 from the previous year. That's a serious upgrade. Just look at November 7th, 2022, when Randle tied his career high with 8 three-pointers against the Minnesota Timberwolves, helping us secure a 120-107 win. What a game, but it didn't stop there. On March 20th, 2023, Randle took it up a notch, dropping a jaw-dropping 57 points on the Timberwolves. He shot 67% from the field and went 8 of 14 from 3. Just wow. He even set a franchise record with 26 points in the third quarter alone. When Randle's playing at his peak, he's an absolute beast on offense and defense. Who can deny his toughness? He's one of the toughest players in the league, and he showed that durability, playing all but 5 games that season. Those missed games were at the end of the regular season after an ankle sprain, but he still came back for the playoffs. That's some serious grit. Julius earned himself another All-Star appearance and another All-NBA selection, but not everyone's on board with Randle. Some fans think he's more of a scapegoat than a superstar. Some Wild fans tore down and danced on his poster. What's up with that? Can you imagine the mental stress that puts on a player? And let's talk about the playoffs. Randle didn't exactly shine against the Heat. He averaged 19 points and 10 boards in 5 games, but he shot only 41% from the floor and 28% from deep. Not good. And those 4 turnovers a game, He just didn't look like himself. The season didn't kick off great either. After a loss to the Dallas Mavericks, I was ready to write, trade Randle, fire Thibs. We started the season 10-13, and after a promising run, things fell apart. Randle scored 24 points that night, but only 3 in the second half. He went missing when we needed him the most. The low light, the March 7th loss to the lowly Charlotte Hornets. Randle scored 16 points but shot only 29% from the field. He was a team worst -20. That's the kind of game that sticks with you. In short, Julius Randle's season was a wild mix of brilliance and frustration. He's shown us what he can do, but also left us wanting more. What a ride it's been. Because the next season, which would be last year, you can argue that was the best season of his career. It's been a wild ride following Julius Randle, hasn't it? Just when you think you've got him figured out, he throws us a curveball. Last season, we saw him start off looking like a shell of himself, averaging just 13.7 points and shooting only 27% from the field. The Knicks were struggling at 2 wins and 4 losses, and there was talk about this being one of the worst starts ever. But honestly, I didn't buy that narrative. I mean, come on, Randle's too talented for that. Fast forward a few months, and it feels like we're living in a completely different world. Randle bounced back hard, showing everyone just how good he can be. By mid-February, he earned himself another All-Star nod. That's back-to-back seasons for him. Even with all the ups and downs, he managed to put up some pretty impressive numbers. He played only 46 games, the fewest since his rookie year back in 2014. But listen to these stats. He averaged 24 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. And when you look at his per 36 minutes and per 100 possessions numbers, it gets even crazier. He's racking up 34.1 points and 13.1 boards per 100 possessions. That's some elite company he's keeping with guys like Giannis, LeBron, and Durant. I mean, wow. And can we talk about his shooting? Randle finished with 47.2% from the floor and a true shooting percentage of 56.9. That's just a hair under his best since joining the Knicks. Talk about a comeback. But here's the thing. Randle's got a reputation that's kinda stuck with him, and people keep asking whether he should stay or go. It's a constant debate. Ever since the Knicks drafted Obi Toppin with the 8th pick in the 2020 draft, the conversation hasn't stopped. Some fans still won't acknowledge him as a true NBA star, which just blows my mind. What else does he need to do to prove himself? He's already been named Most Improved Player in 2021 and has 2 All-NBA selections under his belt. Plus, he's a 3-time All-Star. What more can we ask from him? It's like we're living in a soap opera with Randle, full of twists and turns. I mean, just look at the RJIQ trade last December. It was tough seeing those homegrown talents leave, but it turned out for the best. You never know what he'll do next, but one thing we do know now, whatever it is, it unfortunately won't be for the Knicks. The Minnesota Timberwolves are making some serious waves this season. They pulled off a massive 3-team trade, landing Julius Randle and Dante, along with Bates Diop and a future first-round pick. All this for All-Star big man Karl Anthony Towns. This trade will shake things up big time. With the new roster, I'm super excited to see how the Timberwolves will gel on the court. Their projected starting 5 is looking fire. We've got Mike Conley running the point, which is perfect for his playmaking skills. Then, you've got the electrifying Anthony Edwards at shooting guard. This guy is a highlight reel waiting to happen. And don't forget about Jaden McDaniels, a versatile forward who can guard multiple positions. Now, the real showstopper here is Julius Randle. This dude can score, rebound, and create for others. Pairing him with Rudy Gobert in the front court is going to be a nightmare for opposing teams. Gobert brings that elite defense, while Randle adds that offensive punch. This duo could dominate the paint. But wait, there's more. The Timberwolves have some solid depth with key reserves like Naz Reid, Dante, who can both come off the bench and make an impact. Joe Ingles brings experience in shooting, while Alexander Walker and rookie Rob Dillingham add even more firepower. I can't wait to see how this all plays out when they tip off against the Los Angeles Lakers on October 22nd. This roster looks ready to make some serious noise in the league. The one thing I'm excited to see mostly, how Randle and Edwards play together. When you think about 2 dynamic players combining their skills, Randle and Edwards come to mind. I mean, just imagine the possibilities. Randle is a powerhouse with his ability to score in the paint and stretch the floor. He can take defenders off the dribble and finish strong at the rim. Last season, he averaged around 24 points per game, proving he's a real offensive threat. Now, throw Anthony Edwards into the mix. This kid's got bounce and swagger. He can score from anywhere on the court, whether it's with his quick first step driving to the basket or that smooth jump shot from beyond the arc. He's already shown he can handle pressure situations. Remember his explosive performance against the Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs? That's the kind of energy he brings every game. Together, they'll create serious mismatches for opposing defenses. Randle can draw defenders into the paint, opening up lanes for Edwards. And if teams collapse on Randle, Edwards will feast on those open shots. His ability to knock down threes is going to keep defenses on their toes. You can't ignore both of them at once, which creates so many opportunities for the Timberwolves. Defensively, I think they'll complement each other too. Randle's got the size and strength to hold his ground against bigger players, while Edwards has the quickness and agility to guard faster wings. Their combined effort could turn them into a solid defensive front. If they put in the effort, I can see them being a nightmare for opposing offenses. And let's not forget the chemistry. Randle has experience as an all-star, while Edwards is on the rise, hungry to make a name for himself. The dynamic of a seasoned player mentoring a young star could lead to incredible growth for both of them. They'll push each other, share the spotlight, and elevate the whole team's game. Overall, I can't wait to see how this duo unfolds. With Randle's proven scoring ability and Edwards' electric playstyle, I genuinely believe they'll create a powerful 1-2 punch for the Timberwolves. But it isn't just them two. Now, enter Rudy Gobert, the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. His presence in the paint is going to be huge. Gobert is like a wall when it comes to defending the rim. Last season, he averaged over 12 rebounds and 2 blocks per game. Can you imagine Randle driving to the basket and having Gobert waiting to finish off the play? It's going to be a nightmare for opposing defenses. Together, they'll create an offensive and defensive juggernaut. Randle can stretch the floor, pulling defenders out to the perimeter. That opens up the paint for Gobert. With Randle drawing attention outside, Gobert can crash the boards and finish those alley-oops. We've all seen Randle dish out those flashy assists. Now imagine him feeding Gobert on the pick and roll. That's a highlight waiting to happen. And defensively, they'll complement each other perfectly. Randle's got the physicality to battle bigger forwards, while Gobert patrols the paint. With Randle on the perimeter and Gobert protecting the rim, they'll be a formidable duo. Teams are going to think twice about driving the lane when Gobert is lurking. What I love about this pairing is the potential for growth. Randle is entering his prime and has already proven himself as an all-star. Gobert has been a cornerstone of successful teams in the past. Together, they can elevate the Timberwolves to new heights. Their combined skill sets could create a unique synergy that keeps defenses guessing. So as a fan, I'm beyond excited to see what this duo can do together. Randle and Gobert have the potential to dominate the court, both offensively and defensively. I can't wait to watch them unleash their full potential this season. It's going to be electrifying. Get ready, Timberwolves fans. This is just the beginning. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'm going to be pushing out NBA content all season. Thanks for watching.